Hey, what's up, guys? Here on the Fire Sports Pod, where everything we do here is fire. You guys know the drill. So let's get right to the show I have for you guys today. We're going to be going over a couple stories we have for you guys today. We have a lot to get to. First up, we're going to be going over some MLB news and Ronald Acuna Jr. and 5 reasons for what could be a potential blow to not only the Braves but the MLB as a whole. And then we're going to pivot to from the MLB, we're going to go to the NBA playoffs, and we're going to just go over the series between the Minnesota Timberwolves and the Dallas Mavericks so far. And Dallas takes a 3-0 series lead last night, and it looks like the Timberwolves might get swept, as well as the Eastern Conference Series, where the Celtics are up 3-0 on the Pacers with another gut-wrenching win in Game 3. They're up 3 games, though. We could potentially have 2 series in a sweep to go to the finals. That will be something. Moving on from there, we'll pivot to the NHL. We'll be going over each of the conference finals matchups between the Rangers and Panthers. Rangers last night overtime win over the Panthers to take a 2-1 series lead, as well as the Oilers and Stars play tonight. Whoever wins this game will take a 2-1 series lead. So we'll go into those details in just a little bit. But we're going to start with the MLB. So first up, the MLB has been great. I mean, so far, as a Yankee fan, we have been loving life. If you're a Yankee fan, you're loving life. But if you're a Braves fan right now, you're hating life. Because right now, instead of you guys having your best player in Ronald Acuna Jr., he is now out with a torn ACL. Just happened yesterday when he was running around the bases. It's sad to say, but the MRI did show that he had a torn ACL, and he's out for the remainder of the season. And to be honest, since his injury back in 2021-2022 season, he has played in 218 games like straight, and now he's yet again injured again, which sucks. And the 4 injuries that he's had in his career have all been knee injuries. Now it's been opposite. It's been both knees, and that's the sad thing, that both of his knees are kind of like screwed. It's a little sad, but let's go over the impact that it might have on the MLB as a whole. So if you look at the news, hit like a punch the gut on Sunday evening for the Braves star Ronald Acuna Jr. The defending National League MVP will miss the rest of the season with a torn ACL in his left knee. Now, Acuna is a transcendent player who has bizarre luck over the last 5 years, but the misfortune isn't just his. There aren't many players more fun to watch than Acuna, and now none of us get to do so until 2025, and it really just stinks. As just a baseball fan in general, it really sucks. Now, a player like Acuna isn't taken off the board without some serious ramifications, not just for him, but for his team and the rest of baseball. Here are 5 next morning takeaways from Acuna's injury. So some might say the NL East race is over, but that doesn't mean Atlanta's season is. If we're being honest, the Phillies were already in the process of putting some serious distance between themselves and the Braves, and their division led up in 6 games heading into Memorial Day weekend, the largest lead in any division in baseball, if you can believe that. And while the Phillies have a much tougher schedule over the next month than anything they faced up until this point, plucking Acuna out of the Braves lineup clears the path for the Phillies considerably. 1 year clear advantage is that the Phillies still have 10 games against the Braves, none of which will feature Acuna, which kind of just sucks because Acuna is that difference maker that you really need. And that will really make a difference in a Phillies type series or just in general this whole season. Now, the Phillies have had everything working so far, from a veteran lineup that have been excellent even without an injured Trey Turner or an effective Nick Castellanos, to a rotation and has been best in baseball rather than the wide margin. It was going to be tough sledding for the Braves to keep up with the Phillies with Acuna anyways. Now without him, the Phillies have now have liked their chances even more. Aiden said on our TikTok live here, no Acuna or Strider, that's going to make a huge difference. Definitely is, Aiden. I definitely agree with that. More than Strider, Acuna is their offense, is their the leading juggernaut, and without him, it's going to be rough. It's going to be rough. Now, not that missing out on the division title should make the Braves think of a loss. After all, they won their division by 14 games last season, and that didn't stop them from being unceremoniously knocked out by the Phillies in the NL Divisional Series. So it really didn't matter. Even with Acuna last year, the Phillies got the best of them, but you never know. Year by year, things change, and you never know how good these teams can be in the future. Now, the Braves may be in an outfield market again. So one of the worst aspects of Acuna being out for the year is, of course, we have been through this before. In 2021, the Braves lost Acuna after he tore his ACL in his right knee. Now it's his left knee. As it already happened in the wake of this latest injury, many immediate wrote of the Braves' chances that year. But one person who didn't was Atlanta's general manager, Alex Anthopoulos, who brought in all kinds of outfield reinforcements, from Adam Duvall to Master of Pearls Jock Peterson to the season's NL Champion Series MVP Eddie Rosario to 2021 World Series MVP Jorge Soler. That Voltron of outfielders launched the Braves to their first title since 1995. The question is whether or not there's the inventory for Anthopoulos to pull such a coup again. I don't think so. They somehow won a ring without Acuna, which is nuts. Yeah, I think that was just like, in general, like, holy crap, they won it without him, and that was the luck of the draw, because it's a lot of time you can't win without these type of stars. You need at least somebody at the helm, and the fact of the matter is there was nobody there, which was kind of nuts. I did not expect Acuna to be out and then to roll like that. But again, you're seeing it now. Can they do it again? It's probably unlikely. That's the second reason. If you go down to the more, there's Austin Riley is coming back just in time. The All-Star Braves third baseman has been out since May 12th with an intercostal strain, but he's scheduled to return Monday against the Nationals. Riley, one thought of as a slugger without much plate discipline, has turned himself into a star. Did you realize he's the only player in NL to finish in the top 10 in MVP voting each of the past 3 seasons? He was off to a somewhat slow start for him before going down with an injury, but it appears he'll be back on track and ready to go. That's a big one. Acuna and Trout getting hurt is sad for baseball. Hell yeah. But that's why you got Judge. That's why you got Soto. That's why you got these boys that are still in the league that are young. Acuna's young. Trout's an older man. He's just got to stay healthy. But this has been recurring with Trout. Sometimes he just gets injured out of nowhere. Another one, you can't help but wonder what we've already lost with Acuna. MLB.com Mike Petrolio included Acuna's alongside Juan Soto in its not too soon to call them legends category of a potential Hall of Famers earlier this year, but that included that caveat that it was bearing serious injuries. Well, now we know have another serious injury for Acuna. Look at the last 5 years for Acuna, one of the most riveting talents we've seen in baseball in a long time. 2020 COVID-19 truncated season. 2021 torn ACL in the right knee. 2022 returned from the ACL with limited effectiveness due to a recovery from the injury. 2023 MVP and historic 41 homer, 73 steal season. 2024 torn ACL in his left knee. That just sucks. That just really sucks. Yeah, you can put the case that Judge might be already better than Trout right now because whatever. But I got to see something. If Judge definitely wins a World Series ring, and Trout doesn't, of course Judge is better than Trout. Judge is younger. He's just got to stay off the injured list. If he stays off the injured list, we'll be good. But man, he's like Trout. He's the most important. Appreciate sharing the live, guys. Make sure you share that live. Comment down below. Leave a like, and as well leave me a follow. That we greatly appreciate. Appreciate all the 609 likes we got right now on our TikTok live. Appreciate all the 3 people that are in viewing my live. Let's get moving on. Now that has all been with Acuna. I appreciate it. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's go Rangers, baby. Let's go. Now Acuna, man, it's been a crazy loss. But man, it's just sad because when I used to play baseball for 10 years when I was younger. And I love the game of baseball. When you see these big guys getting injured like this, it's just sad to see because you know how much time, how much effort they put into this game. And the fact of the matter is just running the bases and moving your knee wrong isn't a result of torn your ACL. That just sucks. If I'm being honest, any injury sucks, but just torn ACL running the bases is just worse than worse. But now we're moving on from Ronald Acuna Jr. and the 5 takeaways we had for the season and the injury. And we're going to we're about 10 minutes into our show right now. We're going to move on to the NBA playoffs because who doesn't want a show with the NBA playoffs, man? And then we'll move to the NHL. First up, we're going to start with the Western Conference Series because I think, to be honest, this series is the biggest shock of the whole playoffs. I really do. I even think this is even more of a shock than the Pacers beating the Knicks. This is a ridiculously shocked time for me. I did not think Dallas would be up 3-0. I thought this was going to be tied right now. 2 games apiece. Last night, Anthony Edwards would have tied the series. It would have been, it would be down 2-1 right now. And Anthony Edwards looking to answer back tomorrow to tie it up 2-2. But that's not the case, man. Dallas went into Minnesota, won 2 straight games, won the first game 108-105, won the second game 109-108, where Luka hit a step-back 3 on Rudy Gobert. Anthony Edwards, crucial turnover late in the game, throws it out of bounds. Luka gets the ball, mismatch, easy dubs, just crazy. Sorry, I can't talk about basketball. I got to talk about my Rangers. Yo, if you stick around, we're going to get to the Rangers in just a little bit. I promise you, just please stick around. We'll get to the Rangers because I got a lot to say about that. But, man, first game, crazy game. Game 2 was even crazier. And then game 3 last night, back-to-back games for game 2 and game 3 for the Dallas Mavericks. Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving both go for over 30 points. And that is what is nuts. The fact of the matter is both players go over 30 points in 2 straight back-to-back games. They average almost 60 points combined each game, and they won last night 116-107. Anthony Edwards had a better game than he had his previous 2. He had about 26 points, 9 assists, 9 rebounds, 24 points. But, man, he's not averaging as what he was doing against Denver, man. They just look tired. Minnesota looks exhausted. Anthony Edwards is only averaging 22 points a game, 8 rebounds, 8 assists. Not bad, but not for the guy that everyone was quoting before this series, the next Michael Jordan. Luka, this is what you got to do. He's averaging 33 points a game, 8 rebounds, 9 assists, basically. This man is on a tear. Kyrie Irving coming up clutch in the 4th quarter. This man in second half is just killing it. He'll have 2 points in the first half. Second half, he'll have 25. It is just ridiculous. But Anthony Edwards, man, it just looks like he's slowed down, and he's young, man. He's young, and sometimes people get psyched out, man. And Steve said himself, yeah, but Ant is only 22. He's too young. Exactly. I didn't like the craziness of saying, oh, he's the next Michael Jordan. Oh, he's going to be the face of the NBA. He will. Him and Luka are right there to be the face of the NBA. But you can't put a title of, oh, he'll be the next Michael Jordan because of what he did against Denver. Okay, great. He did something against Denver, but now you got to finish the job. So what I do like, the only thing I do like of being this young, he's very positive. And that's what's great. You as a leader and as a leader of men and as a leader of a basketball team and a franchise, as the best player in their franchise in Anthony Edwards, you need to be a positive mindset for everybody on the court and off the court. And that's what he is. Every game they've lost, good. We're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. And that's the great. But now you got to show up. And they're done. 3-0. They need to win in Dallas. They don't win, they're going to get swept. And that would be pretty bad. But, man, I thought Timberwolves Celtics were going to be it. I didn't think I didn't think Karl Anthony Towns, bro, would be that bad. Dude, he's playing awful. I don't know what happened to his shooting. He was shooting lights out in Denver, and now he went 0 of 8 last night from 3, which is his worst career 3-point percentage and worst career misses in his career, which is absolutely absurd. Now, I think Steve said, I think Luka versus Tatum is going to be awesome. That would be something. Now, my thing is, I like Tatum. I really like Tatum. I got his shoes. I really like Tatum. But, man, Tatum sometimes, man, in the clutch, even in that Pacers game 1, man, he had a chance to hit that 3, bricked it. He was wide open. I mean, overtime came up 8 points big, did what he had to do. But, man, I don't know. If Dallas gets to the finals, I think Dallas wins. whoever wins out of the West, I think beats the Celtics. I just don't trust the Celtics, man. Sometimes you need a Jaylen Brown dropping 40 to win a game. Sometimes you need Jason Tatum to be all world. Luka and Kyrie can drop 30. PJ Washington drops a solid 20, and then you have Lively drop a good 15. You got Derrick Jones Jr. hitting those big threes when they need it, or timely possessions. You just have a lot in Dallas, and the Celtics have the team to win the finals. And if they don't, it's going to be a sad season. Yes, Kristaps Porzingis again is not healthy. Yet again, this is his problem. But man, there's no excuse. You got to win this. Do you think Kyrie has enough left in the tank? Hell yeah, bro. That man, dude, Kyrie has got always F this, F that. He was throwing up middle fingers. He was throwing up crybaby, all this stuff. So to be honest, man, I really do think that if Kyrie does play against the Celtics, it's going to be locks. I think Dallas rolls with it. Kyrie and Luka just destroy them. But he's going to get drafted. I think he's going to get drafted by the Lakers. There was a report that Rich Paul said that, all right, LeBron is a free agent until ESPN reports that, and Woj, I'm not believing it. But it is what it is. But I do think Bronny gets drafted by the Lakers, if not anybody else. I think he's going to be good enough. I just think he needs a little bit more time. I would advise to go back into college for one more year. But at the same time, he's doing what he thinks is best for him. And to be honest, he's good enough to play in the NBA as a backup point guard or a shooting guard. I know he's not tall enough, but he's a great on-ball defender. He's a great two-way guard. He can score. He can pass. He's got athleticism. So he's got all the works. We'll see if it really pays off with him in the long run. But now moving on from that to the Pacers. And before we get to the Rangers, we're going to go over a quick segment on the Pacers and Celtics series. Celtics are up 3-0. I didn't think anybody thought that the Pacers were going to be in it, but game one, they should have won. And last 2 nights ago, they should have won. So this series, they should be up 2-1, to be honest. They got bailed out twice by some bullshit that they could not get moving. I don't understand why. And it's really their youth. Their youth killed them in the first first game and the third game. Just costly turnovers. And when you got an 18-point lead against the Boston Celtics, you got to keep that lead. There's no way you can give that up, especially at home. So I think the Pacers really fumbled the bag. They could have made a big upset here, take down the Pacers and get to the finals, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen. I got the Pacers going to win this game in game 4 to move it to 3-1. And then I will have the Celtics winning in 5 at the TD Garden to advance to the NBA Finals. Just in general, they're killing them on every statistical category except for assists, but the Boston Celtics are hitting more 3-pointers and more timely possessions on those assists. And it's a difference of 4 assists. But average points, they're almost beating them by 10. Rebounds, they're actually losing the rebounding battle. But when they get the timely rebounds, it's second chance opportunities, it's kickouts to threes, and they're just hitting them. But first game, 128-133, overtime win. Celtics won. Celtics dominated. Jaylen Brown in that game 2 scored 40. And then Celtics won 2 nights ago, 114-111. Next game is tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern time. I think the Pacers win this game. Frankly Orange said to me, Drew is the biggest difference for Boston. Yeah, if you check out my video that I posted on Friday, I believe, I went over the Celtics kind of trade / swap this offseason with Drew Holiday coming to Celtics, Marcus Smart going to Memphis, and then Grant Williams going to the Charlotte, Robert Williams leaving, getting hurt as well, and then bringing in Kristaps. I think without those 2 pieces, they're not even here. I know Kristaps is not in the lineup, and not has been for a while, but I do think Drew Holiday has been the biggest difference for Boston. You actually have a pivotal guard that can guard all 5 positions, and on top of that, can drop 30 when he needs to. Like, this man can score the basketball. We've seen it. And I think without Drew Holiday, the Celtics are not where they are. And I think the Pacers are winning this game. You might say that game 3, Drew Holiday fouled the Pacers player going up for a dribble. I do think that was a foul, but they didn't call it, and he got the steal, clutch free throws, and they got the stop they needed in that game 3 to win the game by 3. But enough about the Celtics and the Pacers. We are now, Steve, if you're still here, we are now moving on to the Rangers. And holy shit, the Rangers and the Panthers. How about that series? This series has been fantastic. If you guys are not watching, I know there's a lot on baseball, basketball, but if you guys are not on watching the NHL, man, I don't know. I think you guys are living under a fucking rock. No, excuse my language, TikTok. Please do not ban me. But game 1, Florida blankets the Rangers, but it was to our own doing. It was to our own doing. It's funny how crazy it is. If you guys did not watch game 1, I was actually playing a men's league basketball game while this was going on. But we were only down 1-0. We had all the momentum in the third period, about 5-6 minutes left. And then Lafreniere by accident scores on our own goal. That goes 2-0. And then they get an empty netter. And we just lost. They didn't win that game. We lost that game. So Sturkin played a hell of a game, only gave up 1 goal early and was lights out. And then Lafreniere just gave them all the momentum, and they just took it from there. Florida wins 3-0 game 1. All right, whatever. We bounce back game 2 on Friday. What a game. I mean, if you didn't watch this game, I mean, I know it was long, but if you didn't watch this game, holy crap, you missed it. I was driving down the shore while this going on. Man, when I heard the Rangers won in overtime with Goodrow hitting that goal in, holy crap, I went nuts. I was going crazy. I was screaming out the window. It was ridiculous. Final in overtime, 2-1. Shesterkin played another hell of a game. If you look at it, Shesterkin up until game 3, but if you look, we'll go to game 3 that just happened last night. Shesterkin, even though gave up 4 goals, he played amazing, and we'll analyze why I think he played great. But game 2, played fantastic. I mean, you were just looking at it. The Panthers had so many chances, and he was just meeting them at the break and meeting them and meeting it and meeting and catching all those pucks. They were not going down no matter what. So Sturkin gets the nod. But man, a good roll. What a goal at the end to get it 2-1. He was a monster last night. I don't care. Gave up 4 goals. Anybody else will give up 10 goals. Exactly, Steve. And that's exactly where I was about to get to. You took the words right out of my mouth, man. But game 3 yesterday. Dude, 1-0, first 2 minutes and 5 seconds into the game. I was like, oh, shit. Here we go. Is Shesterkin going to do it again? But nah. I always have belief in Igor. That's why Madison Square Garden and the Rangers fans love Igor, and he is well respected throughout the NHL because this guy is that guy. He gives up 1 goal, right? And we score 2 goals in a matter of 25 seconds apart, and we go up 2-1. Then it's 2-2 going into the third. Going into the third, I believe, and then we scored 2 goals again, going up 4-2, and it looked like it was over. I was like, you know what? I don't really need to worry about it. I literally said, you know what? I'm gonna go play basketball. Yo, Steve, it's funny. When we're down the shore here, I said, you know what? This goes to overtime. I'm gonna go play basketball. Why? Because I said, you know what? I got all the confidence in the world. My Rangers are gonna win this game. And yo, lo and behold, 20 minutes later, I look at my phone, Rangers win 5-4 in overtime. I was like, I know my stuff, man. The Rangers are them, bro. They are doing everything in their power to win. If you're not destined to win the Stanley Cup, you don't win these games. I'm sorry, you don't win these games. When you're supposed to lose these games, if you look at it, Florida should have won. The Rangers stole game 2 and game 3 because Florida was dominant. It felt Florida was dominating game 3, almost the whole game. Even when we were up 4-2, it still felt that the Panthers were flying all over the place, and we could not keep up with them. But then we locked down, and in overtime, we got the job done. Last night, I sat with Nick Patel and Sunrise. Nice. But man, dude, it was great to see, Steve, that the Rangers actually came out and won this game, because this was a much needed win, especially going back to Florida. You want to take that first game and not have game 4 as a must win in Florida. If you look at it, we're 7-3 in the playoffs so far. One of our loss came in the one of the loss came in this series, and then the 2 was against the Hurricanes. But man, just the whole playoffs have been fantastic for the Rangers. Yeah, I was at the game last night. Oh wow, you were at the game last night? That's awesome. That's awesome. No, I don't live in the shore. We just visited my girlfriend's parents. They have a Oh, appreciate the gifter badge. Thank you. I appreciate the rose as well. Appreciate that. But man, yeah, she has a shore house down here that I visited because it's kind of like the only weekend. But I live up in Paramus in Bergen County. So, oh yeah, I live in Tampa, but I'm from Jackson, New Jersey. Okay, yeah, right by Great Adventure. I've been there so many times. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for the roses. Appreciate it. And for the corn. Appreciate it, man. But now, yeah, dude, the Rangers series has just been ridiculous. And if you guys are missing the Rangers series, do not miss game 4, which is Tuesday, tomorrow. It's going to be banging, 8 p.m. Eastern time. Oh wow, same exit as Great Adventure. That's nuts. Maybe I passed your house once in a blue moon, because I've been down there so many times. But yeah, so moving on from the Rangers series, we're gonna go into the next series, which is in the West, and it's not really getting a lot of love. I don't know why. Because I really do think that this series is actually not bad. You have 2 teams that are 6-4 in the playoffs. It is a tied series, 1-1. Game 3 is tonight. Game 1 was fantastic. Edmonton came up in Dallas and won 3-2 in final of double overtime. Another double overtime game. This has been the playoffs. If you've been old enough to see other playoffs, I don't know about you, but all the playoffs that I've seen, this has to be one of the best playoffs ever. There's been multiple double overtime games. There's been multiple overtime games. There's been multiple one-score goals. There's been multiple late goal wins. It's been great. So I really think this has been great. Dallas then game 2 answers back, winning 3-1 and dominating this whole game after Edmonton goes up 1-0, and then Dallas just takes over. This game is tonight at 8:30 p.m. Eastern time on TNT. Definitely check this out. I'm going to take Dallas winning this game. I think they win the first game in Edmonton, and then they lose game 4, and then I think they just domino effect from there. Yes, I would say Steve is saying no, I'm enjoying this series. I think as Rangers fans, if we make the finals, we want the Oilers. To be honest, dude, Connor McDavid, bro, is him, dude. I know Dallas's defense is really tough. But to be honest, Steve, I want anybody. Bring all the smoke. Whoever wins, wins. I want anybody. I don't care who wins or whatever. Realistically, I don't know what on my bracket. I know one bracket I picked the Stars. The other bracket I picked the Oilers. I don't know which bracket I'm going with. But I'm telling you, Steve, I don't care who wins, because I think we're gonna win anybody, beat anybody. I think no matter, even if we lose to even let's say some drastic thing happens and the Rangers somehow lose to the Panthers, I think the Panthers beat the Oilers or the Stars too. So I think whoever comes out of the East wins this game, but the Rangers are going to win. Them taking that game last night was a clear eye opener that the Rangers, this is their year. You got Chris Kreider in the Hurricanes, scored 3 goals in a matter of 9 minutes and a hat trick. You could put him as one of the top Rangers of all time. I think he's up there, especially after that performance. He hasn't been doing that well. Breadman Panarin hasn't really even scratched the surface this series of how good he can be. I think he's going to turn it up, hopefully in game 4. Game 4 tomorrow, I hope, because I would like to see Panarin get some things, because he was big in our series for against the Capitals and the Hurricanes. Yes, if we're going to win the cup, we got to beat the best. Exactly. I don't want to be like, oh, well, the Stars had the better defense. They were the better team. Or, no, the Oilers had Connor McDavid and you guys wanted the Stars. Stars won, so you guys, I don't want to hear that. Whoever wins, wins, and that's the best team, and we'll beat them. It is what it is. In a series at 11, the team that wins game 3 wins the series 75% of the time. Yeah, that's a good stat. I actually looked over that a couple days ago. I actually forgot about that stat, but yeah, that's a true stat, guys. In any series, 11 of the teams that win a game 3 win the series 75% of the time. That's a real stat, and that, to be honest, that's probably going to happen. Game 3, to be honest, in any playoffs series at all, is the biggest series of all of them. I think game 3 really sets the tone, because if you can split the first 2 games, right, and you're not supposed to win. Like the Rangers did not play well enough to win game 2. They did. Shesterkin played all world, and then we just got something going, and that was it. But if you look at it, we weren't supposed to win game 2. We did, and what happened was that helped us big time. And now whoever wins that game 3 is the reason, I think, because if you split and then you go to the other team's home and you win the first game, that's like a smack right in the mouth where you can really get them to fold. And that's why 75% of the time teams win the series if they win game 3. So I think the Rangers have have history behind them, and I think they win this series. I got the Rangers winning in 7. I think this series goes 7, but the way it's going right now, I wouldn't be surprised if we win in 6. 5's pushing it. I don't think 5. I'm going to respect the Panthers. I'm going to think it's either 6 or 7, but I had originally 7. But I don't want to disrespect the Panthers and say, oh, now it's 5. A lot of people are now saying, oh, it's 5. I'm not disrespecting them, because I disrespected the Hurricanes, and Hurricanes took 2, and we won at 6 instead of 4. So I'm going to respect the Panthers because I do like the Panthers. Barkov is one of my favorite players in the NHL. He's really good. He's a gritty dude. He wants to hit people. I love it. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Appreciate all the comments, all the badges, all the hearts, all the roses, all the likes. Hope anybody that's new in the chat, please drop a follow, share the live, and go tell your buddies and friends about it, because this is what we're gonna be doing. So I appreciate all the support, guys. Sports Excitement, what's up, man? Thanks for joining the live, man. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys, here on the Fire Sports Pod. I'm going to stay on a little bit if anybody got some last questions. But for my show here today on the Fire Sports Pod, I'm your host, Zack Jackson, here on the Fire Sports Pod, where everything we do here is fire. We are powered by StreamYard right now. I will catch you guys on Wednesday. We are right now on Season 3, Episode 24. We are almost done with Season 3, moving to Season 4 in a couple more episodes. Probably by next week or the week after, we'll be on Season 4. But on Wednesday, catch Season 3, Episode 25 with some more sports talk with your guy, Zack Jackson, on the Fire Sports Pod. So I'm going to end the show. I'll stay on TikTok Live just for a little bit, just to get some last-minute questions. But other than that, guys, peace out. Have a great rest of your Memorial Day weekend, and I hope everyone enjoys it. Peace.